Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we got a small project to do for Don Daly. He goes by the Sunday Wood Carver. He was my Boy Scout master when I was a young kid, and he's a fabulous woodworker, does some really cool lathe work, and I'm actually helping him out and making him a lathe tracing kit for his wood lathe. So what that is basically there's 6 fingers on his lathe that will transmit to a specific height for a geometry part that he's turning. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is make him those finger mounts. And what I'm going to start with is some pieces of billet 1018 steel, and these are 3/4 of an inch thick, 3.5 inches long, and 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to go ahead and make these. So there's going to be a hole drilled in here that's 1 1/16 ream to size, and then there's going to be a clamping mechanism for that, so these can mount onto a piece of 3/4 inch pipe. And then this will taper down in the front. There'll be a little bolt hole that'll hold the steel fingers in place for the gauge that he's running for the tracing attachment, and that I'll make out of this piece of 3/4 inch 1018 bar stock. It's 1/8 inch thick. So first thing I got to do is size these blocks up. I got all my bolts set here. I got the angles I'm going to run on the part. I'm using shoulder bolts for the parts where the pivoting fingers will mount. All of the operations I'm going to do for planing. I'm going to use this really nice 6-inch wide spiral plane mill. This is made by Brown & Sharp, and it's a spiral. I think it's 6 foot total, and it's a massive cutter for the size, but it gets the job done. I can put all 6 blocks in there and plane them to size in one pass. Runs nice and slow for high-speed steel. I wish I had the flood oil set up on my machine for that, because that's a big cutter. It weighs every bit of about 8 pounds, and does a real nice job, gets a good finish. So I got to plane those blocks. When I want to put an angle on them, I'm going to go ahead and bring over this cool swivel vise. And this vise is you're able to angle it in 2 different axes, which is really cool. Right now I have it set up at 15 degrees. That's the angle I've chosen to put on the front ends of these blocks. So first I'm going to use the Curt and size these up, and then I'll throw this up on the Enduma horizontal, and then put the taper angles on the front of the part. From there I'll set up probably to drill all of the holes in the part on one of the Bridgeport clones we have here made by Dual, and then I'll go ahead and do all the slitting operations and drilling and tapping operations on the Enduma horizontal when I'm done. Otherwise, then all I'd have to do is cut these pieces of bar stock, and hopefully this project will be done. Okay, so I got my parts put up in the Curt. I got all 6 of them in there, and they're not exactly all the same length, so I used a piece of TIG wire to hold them in place along the moving jaw, so that'll apply pressure evenly across the 6 parts, so I won't have any lift up. Got the vise nice and tight in place. I got the 6-inch spiral cutter set up there, and we're going to run this at 110 RPM. It's 3-inch diameter cutter, 6 inches wide, and I'm running in 1018 steel, so at about 100 surface feet a minute, that'll give me the roughly 125 RPM, so I'm running it at 110. That's as close as it goes on this machine. So we'll go ahead and get started. Got the motor on. I'm gonna turn the spindle on. And I'm gonna go ahead and speed up to the touch off and bring the machine back over. operating right now at inch and 33/64, which is about 1.5 inches per minute, and for 110 RPM, that's pretty good for this machine. So we're going to do and take a conventional cut, drop the table about 2 thousandths, and climb mill and get a better finish on the final pass. That big spiral cutter. Huh? Yeah. I didn't put it back. I was pissed tired last night after that part. What? That part. I did damn good for that part. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take our second cut. We're going to take another 20 off just to clean this up. Sizable. But if that's half X, that's a 4-inch diameter thing.
That's your size. Oh, it's small name. Where did I put those slugs down?
Those what?
Where did I put those slugs down?
Oh, every time I saw you rubbing them together.
I know, I just... I gave you the problem with diving. That's not bad.
climb milling, and we're gonna just face off that part, get a little better finish on the back face. Picked up my feed, and now we're at 2 9/16 inches per minute feed. Little of those big spiral high-speed steel cutters. Plain mills do a good job. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at our finish. That part, but a pretty bright finish for 1018. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we can go ahead and plane off the top faces of these to get these to a nominal size. Hey guys, so I got the angle vise set up here. I got all 6 blocks in there at one time. We're going to go ahead and mill a 15-degree angle on here. I'm going to use the same plane milling cutter. I'm not going to any specific dimension. Everything's kind of just nominal because I'm making it off of a picture. I don't have any dimensions or anything. When I'm all said and done, I'll CAD up a model of one of these so you can get a better picture for what it'll look like. I do have a C-clamp on here just for some extra support, just because this vise isn't the strongest one in the books. It's got quite a small screw for what it is, but it's nice that it can pivot at just about any angle you want. So we'll go ahead and touch off on this and make an angle on here that'll clean up this surface. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on the machine now. Turn on the spindle. We go ahead and drop our table down. Going to go ahead and bring the table up. start cutting. See how this handles this at that angle. I got my vise trimmed in at about 15 degrees, and the jaws here are parallel with the table travel. Feeds a little fast on that. Slow it down a little bit. Milling a 15-degree angle bevel on 6 blocks of 10/18, 3/4 of an inch thick. Got about 4.5 inches of material there, and we're going to go ahead and just mill a bevel angle on there for the Lathe tracer project. Got the bevel angle vise set up. Got the 6-inch wide spiral plane miller running at 110 RPM and at a 1.5 inches per minute speed. Not going too fast because that vise isn't the most rigid thing in the world, but it can handle pretty cool angles. You got that set up on the good old Enduro, and cutting is doing fine. Got a ways to go. Okay guys, so here's our finished product. This is the wood lathe tracing finger jig, and what these do is they hang on the back end of the lathe on a black iron pipe, and these can be set to different lengths based off of a pivot angle on the pipe to fall once you reach a certain point on the lathe where you get to the diameter you're trying to achieve. Now, a lot of the times these are set up in sets. I've got 5 of them right here, and what these will do, their pattern maker will take an original table leg or chair leg, or even bed frame leg for that matter, and taking it as a round piece of stock, they'll start off and mark out different areas where they want to take down a diameter. And with this, you can essentially set these onto an initial pattern that you're trying to follow and duplicate, and from there you could set these so that as the finger rides on the wood part while you're turning it, once you get to the diameter you're looking for, the finger will reach to a point of clearance and fall, and you know you're at the diameter you're looking for. Now, I made 6 of these total. I got 5 right here, and what these are useful for is setting up like a large pattern on a round table leg, so you can have different diameters, different chamfers, different curved parts. And a lot of times in woodworking you want to be able to duplicate them as close as you possibly can, from essentially like 4 chair legs or 4 bedpost legs. And when you want to duplicate those, it's really nice to have essentially a tracing jig set up. So with these, now Don can go ahead and set these up on the back of his lathe and make parts that can have as many geometries as they want. I may go back in the future and make them more if he desires, but as of right now, these are finished. And what I did was I basically showed the video of cutting these blocks to size. I did not get video of drilling the holes or drilling the main pivot hole and the slots for everything, but up close you can see this is just an 1/8 inch piece of 3/4 bar stock, and this acts as the finger. The hole's 1 1/16 in the back that we reamed to size. There's a clamping mechanism to clamp this to the part, where you take a 3/8 16 bolt and that clamps onto the part. And then there's a shoulder bolt that acts as the pivot point for this mechanism. And having 6 of those, Don will be able to make all sorts of cool woodworking parts. Go check him out at his channel and on Instagram. I'll post a link for that in the description below. But otherwise, I guess that's a wrap for this video. And I thank you guys for watching. If you like more of this content, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.